I don't know why, but for some reason, whenever I record here, it always feels like home. I swear to God. Uh, there's, one thing that I have noticed so much is, with spiritual people, like there's so much division. There is so many people caught up in ego. It just blows my mind. There is so many people who are spiritual, who are experts in the awakening, but yet they don't have acceptance for people. They don't. They're very much, it's how they see it. Everybody needs to do it how they see it. They think they've got all the answers. It's weird. Some of the conversations are just mind blowing to me. Like having people tell me like, well, I have talked about it before. Like, well, that can't be happening. It has not happened for me. It's like, what? What do you understand about spirituality? And then when you're talking about something and someone starts telling you what you need to do, like you're not listening to your guides. Like, okay, so I should stop listening to my guides and listen to you because you know more than my guides. Okay, sounds very spiritual. Like, I don't understand it at all. I was like, what in the hell? Like, some of this is just sparked so much ego. And that's the thing with the process of awakening. It is facing your ego. And so many people, oh, they love that ego. It's like, oh, I'm pretty fucking smart. I know it all. They get really caught up in themselves. Like, oh my gosh, come on. This is multi-level. Like, this is multi-level awakening. I don't understand how these people think it's a one-size-fits-all. And another thing, too, is, yeah, all these people, like, when I've said about, my experience now with the frequency attacks, it's very, very obvious to me. And I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't sitting there going like, towers, towers, towers. I had to put it all together for myself, And once it fits together and you see, it isn't like, but when I'm sitting here having all of these symptoms, and I mean, like right now, my teeth, I've got this weird tickle in my chest. It keeps making me cough. And I think, oh, that's how they're getting the people with the flu. They think, oh, I've got a flu. It does this weird thing in your chest where it just feels like, and it does something by your heart and it makes it just feel like anxiety. Like I literally keep getting heart pains. And this weird thing with my head where it literally feels like my head could just explode. The pressure in my ears and the sound, all of these things, like I had to tune into my body and start recognizing the symptoms that were happening and being like, okay, this isn't coming from me. I have no reason to feel anxious. And my ears clogged up. I know that I had to put all of that stuff together. But I have people coming in and telling me, oh, well, it's all in your head. That's always like, oh, that's a winner. Okay. And then people, oh, well, you just need to do this. You need to raise your vibration. If you raise your vibration, you won't have that problem. Oh, okay. Are you an expert? Do you know all about it? Or are you just judgmental and stuck in ego? I mean, it's mind-boggling. I don't understand how these people think. Like, to me, the awakening is mind, body, spirit. It's coming in tune with your reality, with your environment. It's tuning into your body, picking up on the signs and, how am I feeling? Where is this coming from? Is this coming from me? Is it coming from outside of me? And taking notice, and, I mean, these people are like get the shungai. Okay, well, I got that. I even ordered some tinfoil. I have tinfoil coming today. I was going to put it over my bedroom window because it's so bad in my bedroom. And I really think there is something to this because I had that pad. And I had just gotten that. It's I keep wanting to call it Teflon, and I don't know why Teflon won't get out of my head. So I'm thinking that it has some of the same kind of properties as Teflon, but those big blue pads, they make whole mattresses out of them now. There's like super expensive mattress, and the pads are expensive. And they're blue, and they're kind of like a spongy kind of, like you can mush them down, but then they'll come back up. And it's all man-made fabric. I mean, all man-made fibers. And I'm sure it has a lot of plastic and petroleum, no telling what all. But, this frequency, this dual frequency, I think it makes them vibrate or something. When I lay on my bed, it feels like I'm being poked by little needles. And, and I have tried this stuff with, putting a shroud around me, going out and putting an energy around me to protect me and stuff. And people want to say, oh, well, you're just focused on it. It's because you're thinking about it. Well, I sure the hell wasn't thinking about it when it started happening. But I'm sure the hell going to notice it now. And to me, it is a part of the process of tuning into your body, tuning into your environment. And it's clearly they are trying to commit genocide. They understand about weapons. Advanced beings understand about frequency weapons. Like, I don't understand. Like, high vibe beings use frequency weapons on each other. It's like, oh my gosh, what? I just think it is so much about arrogance, and that, they don't need to think about anything else. I mean, they don't need to do any research or understand anything else. It's like, they've got it all figured out. All you have to do is get some stones. I have heard paint your walls with lead paint. Lead somehow protects it. Now, that makes sense, but all my walls are wood. So I'm not going to paint all my wood walls with lead paint. And I just painted the outside of my house. If this was going to continue for years, I would definitely go get some paint and paint the outside of my house. I would do whatever I could, because I do have some sort of sensitivity to it, but there's so many people with the exact same complaints, and so many of them were, oh, I thought I had the Dovik. Oh, I thought I had this. I thought I had that. I went to the doctor. The doctor doesn't know. I have tendinitis. I have this. All these people across the whole damn country with the same symptoms, and all noticing them starting at the same time. I mean, it's about awareness. I don't understand these people who want to just dismiss people like this. And, to me, I know I'm in mission, and I know my mission has to do with pointing out medical stuff. I know it has to do with helping people start getting their minds to click in and start thinking for themselves. And, I don't know. We all bring a unique perspective to the awakening. We all have our own experiences and, what it does to us. And I think, when you talk about like all the light workers and stuff that came here to help with this transition, I have always seen it as like we're all speaking to different groups. Like everybody has a certain way of waking up, and we're all speaking to different people. And so when there's this crossover where they've got people who are listening to them, and then they come in and start wanting to get you to do what they're doing. It's like, no, there's people who, everyone has a different way of understanding what's happening. There's a place for everyone to speak their truth. It isn't like we have, 5 highly regarded spiritual leaders here, and, we're going to all follow what this is breaking those paradigms. We're not following anybody. We are self-identifying. We're learning to connect with ourselves. We're learning to heal ourselves. This isn't about go and do what somebody tells you to do. This is about connecting with yourself and following your guidance. Everybody is on their own unique path. I saw somebody yesterday, and she was saying that, now she has all these people coming at her asking, what can I do? What can I do? How do I do this? How do I do that? And she keeps telling them, well, you have to ask your own guidance. Like, because there's no way that anybody can tell you what to do with your own life. This is the time of connection to self. This is a time for everybody to go in and self-discover and figure it out for themselves. There's nobody here that can just give you all of the recipe and make it all easy for you. That's why I keep saying you got to go out to a lot of different groups. A lot of people get just stuck in one group. And those groups are okay to infiltrate, and go in and see what they're saying, because they're very focused on what they're awakened to. And they are, pulling in all sorts of evidence. And, but there's a lot of people who get stuck. They don't awaken to the rest of the stuff because they're just so stuck and focused on what's bothering them. And I'm a more like well-rounded, like it bothers me that I'm being attacked by frequencies. It bothers me when people are arrogant instead of coming together, and instead of unifying, they just want to create more division, even in the awakening community. I don't understand. Awakening should be putting you into a place that is balance in soul. It's finding balance in your ego and in your soul. So, it's a constant, shift. Like, this frequency that makes everything feel like your equilibrium's off and you feel dizzy and everything is moving. That is energetically what this world really is going through right now. So it's kind of representative, like micro, macro, but it is finding your stability and balance. And, that is each person's individual thing. Just like, I could say, oh, I'm scared to death of mountain lions. Well, yeah, there could be a couple of people who are going to come in and say, me too. But there's going to be a lot of other people who are going to be like, I'm scared of sharks. I'm scared of alligators. I'm scared of flying. I'm scared of spiders. Like, everybody is unique. Nobody has the same rationale or how they look at things or what things are important to them or what isn't important to them. And this is about discovering your priorities, not like, oh, this person said this and I want to fit in that group, so I need to do this and be like that. No, this is becoming your own group. You don't need to fit in with anybody anymore. That's what we're breaking free from. This concept of trying to conform and fit in and be like everybody else is what we're breaking free from. And, it's a hard thing, obviously, to break free from, because there's a lot of people who just want to, get on their ledge and then tell everybody, no, you got to come on mine. I've got the answers here. Come on my ledge. There's plenty of room. My ego only takes up a little bit. Yeah. I just think, it shows me more and more and more how important it is for people to really connect to yourself. Don't be guided by how other people think. Don't be limiting your own beliefs and your own expansion by how other people see it. And I believe it is important to tune into your body and recognize the symptoms going on and recognize that no, it's not the Dovik, it is the chemicals, the toxins, all the poisons mixed in with these frequency weapons. It's all part of the plan. And each group in all different locations are all separate, unique, individual experiments. I have seen so many people now sharing about what's in their water. And when I looked it up on mine, it said nitrates and nitrites. But I have seen other people, and those are both cancer causing. You're not supposed to drink them. But I've seen other people have like 14, 18 of things in their water that's not supposed to be there, that is poisoning them and is arsenic. So, that's what I've been trying to spread, that message to people. So, apparently there's a lot of people who think, well, no, everyone should just stay in the dark and, raise your vibration, just, put on some stones and light some incense and, sit in meditation and everything's going to be okay. Yeah, that's the dime store version for you. It's part of tuning into your body, your reality, what's happening in your atmosphere, what is going on in your planetary system. what is happening to you. And, just you got to get to a point, I think, in your healing to just let everything roll off your back. Don't be burdened by these people who are trying to market themselves as being superior spiritual leaders and trying to confine you and build walls around you. This is your time of coming out of the cocoon. Don't let somebody else put the walls up around your cocoon so you just come out into their room. This is your freedom. And don't let anybody give you limitations. The only limitations you have are the limitations you put on yourself. So don't be taking them as people are handing them to you, saying, please take this. I would love to limit your freedom. I would love to limit your beliefs. I would love to, it's like consume your energy. It's like feeding off of your energy. And this is a time of expansion. This is a time of flying free, figuring out who you are, and love and empowerment, and being your authentic self. And, to me, it's about bringing in unity. And there's just, continues to be so much division. And like that one guy, the TLS guy, was saying, this is going to take a long time for the healing. And now when this all started, like in 2020, I thought just starting this channel, I thought, man, I'm really late to the game. Like, it's going to probably be over like a month after I start it, I certainly didn't think it would be going like this. And now I'm thinking, oh, this has got a long ways to go. Like, I'm in the beginning. I started my channel in the beginning of stuff because we got a ways to go. People are very, very stuck, and trying to deprogram and reprogram is going to be a difficult task. And we have so many people, I've had so many people asking, like, I don't know what to do. My husband's still asleep. And like I've said on here, you can't do anything to wake somebody up. You can't force their awakening. And the more you come at them, the more you're going to put them into ego defensive mode, where it's just, because this all has to do with ego. And, this world, it took this aspect of self and it inflated it. It created a monster out of ego, and a lot of people are trapped by the monster. And it's going to take, some time and some work to get through this. And, there is a lot of people who don't have awareness. They think, oh, I've got the sickness, I'm going to run to the hospital. And, the hospitals just have protocols. They're not going to take you as an individual person and try and figure out your symptoms. And they know all these people are having symptoms, and most of them think it's due to this thing. I don't even know that how many doctors even realize about what's going on with the towers and stuff. I think, it's all, but that's where you have to know it yourself. Don't listen to somebody tell you, well, you're crazy, it's all in your head. No, it's not all in your head. There's way too many people saying the exact same thing. And I've had so many people say, I was getting worried. I thought it was all in my head. It's like, no, this is where we need to speak out. This is where people need to understand. It's not in your head. This is real. This is really happening. And so many people ask me, well, you must be. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't even take any medication. If you think, and I talked about this so much, these people who think like, oh, I don't have it. I'm good. I'm the pure blood. I've actually had people say that I'm a pure blood. It's like, really? So have you never consumed any air, water, or food on this planet? Because if so, you're not a pure blood. We all have toxins. We are all a product of our environment. And this is a giant lab. We're specimens in a lab. And we came here. This is what I think people just can't wrap their heads around. We came here. We knew what we were coming into. As a soul, we came here on purpose for this experience. For me, my experience is to try and help people to awaken, to get their consciousness to awaken, to come to a conscious state of being, to start living their life instead of just existing. So I know what my, what my mission is. I don't know. Everybody has some sort of mission. I mean, your soul has a purpose, and everybody has their own unique purpose. And it can be something simple. It doesn't have to be, you have to go on and speak out to people. You don't have to. And it's a lot. I mean, you definitely deal with a lot of bullies. And, to me, I'm at the point, just block the bullies, block the bullies. I don't have time or energy for the people who just want to stay asleep, or, if they're paid bots that just come in just to harass people. I don't know. I just don't have time or patience for it anymore. I feel like, we need to all be coming together. We need to be, what is that word? We need to be authenticating. That wasn't the word I was thinking of, but that's the word. Authenticating other people's realities, allowing people to process what's happening to them. And I personally don't believe that we can, just wish this frequency away. We can just do something. I mean, these people knew what they were doing. They put these towers around everywhere. It's like a grid, and they are turning it up and down. They're doing something. I have awareness to it, and I'm sure the hell not going to be told I'm crazy, because other people don't have any awareness. Most of the people, anybody who's been following me very long knows, when you deal with other people, you just start seeing they just have no awareness, absolute no awareness. Most of the people are just on autopilot. And even when they wake up, then they just get trapped on what woke them up. They just focus on that. And, there's a process to awakening. It's a fluid movement. It's to, keep it moving and keep working on yourself. And, like I had said before, that, not to not get stuck, but, I can't think of what it was. It just came into my head, and then it just but hurry and say it. Well, I'm still in the middle of a sentence. But anyways, I think, people understand where I'm coming from if you are listening to me. And there was something else I wanted to say too about that TLS guy. I thought of it yesterday. I can't remember. I see, this is one of the things where it just makes me feel so scattered in my head. It is so hard to focus on a thought, and it's so hard to meditate. It's like noise. It's like a loud noise in your head and in your ears, and then it comes in, and it does these weird like jabs or something. I don't know how to explain it, but I could be sitting here like this and just, watching TV or whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like this weird jab goes right into your heart and your ear. It's like, are they just turning it up? See what happens. Turn it up. See what happens. I don't know. I don't know how all this works. I just know that frequency is used as a weapon for advanced beings, and that there's been a lot of, fighting, and there's been a lot of frequency weapons. And I know that the people who are running this show have higher technology, and that they understand that frequency is debilitating. I'm sure the hospitals, the mental wards, all of it, I'm sure are full right now. I'm sure the ERs are full. And, to me, it makes a difference if people understood, oh, this is a frequency. Oh, I'm under attack. Okay, so what can I do? And I just keep telling people to focus on their health, make sure they're taking their vitamin D and vitamin C, especially with how many people now are saying the sun is blocked. I mean, that is part of the whole thing, is use the chemicals and toxins to deplete our immune system. These things deplete your immune system. Everything's to deplete your immune system, then attack you with the frequencies. And what was I going to say? It all works together to get people down so that they are sick. I even saw where people are saying that they are aging. that something with the frequency is aging them faster, that every day they keep taking pictures and every day they look older. There's so many people whose hair's falling out. There's a lot going on. And, people need to understand really what's going on. I mean, they keep you chasing a carrot, like, oh, it's a sickness. Go get tested. Go get tested. And people running around and going to get tested, running to the hospital. None of those things will be the answer. The answer will be to have, knowledge is power. That's empowerment right there, to know what the hell is going on. And I'm going to keep speaking the truth. And, some of these other people who, think it's, that you can just, not deal. I even wonder if some of these people are, that think they're so high vibration that nothing can bother them. If it was really like they're kind of low vibration and that's why it doesn't bother them. Like, because to me, if you're higher vibration, I think that you would have more interference by a low vibration. And, I've noticed that even if you put on high frequency music or something, it's like someone has a jackhammer in your head and ears. Well, what can you hear if someone's jackhammering in your head? What can you hear? I mean, it's a low dull frequency. So when you're outside and, I mean, how many scenes have we seen in New York in movies where, there's a jackhammer going and people are trying to have a conversation nobody can even hear, and the guy stops and people are screaming. That's what it's like. You can't hear over it. You can't think over it. So these people saying, oh, you just need to put on some stones and, just go meditate and you're gonna be good. It's like, I'm not sure if you even have raised your vibration yet. Because, if you had, you would be, a lot more empathetic. You would have a lot more compassion, a lot less ego involved. And, you'd be listening to people and how they felt, not disregarding how they felt. So, yeah. I don't know. I know that there is people who are sensitive. When I very first started speaking out about it, then I had some people saying, well, the clairaudient people are more prone to it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense, because I know I've got, I don't know, I think I have all those clairs. But so I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. But then all the people that I've had come in my comments, it's crazy. Oh, and the one that's going viral, I have a couple that are just, really going, but this one, it is now almost 500,000 views. It's like, I don't know, 50,000 likes or something, and like 5,500 comments. Like, it's crazy. Like, it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. And I have got an opportunity. I've noticed that there is some people who come in, some younger people who come in and they very much blame every problem in the world on the boomers. It's like, okay, that's generalizing, and, you need to be specific. And I've had people say that politicians are boomers, and so boomers are the problem. It's like, so I've gotten a good opportunity to, to say some little things and get people to think for themselves, just asking them questions, please clarify what you mean. Are you generalizing? I've called people out on their bullying. So it has given me a good opportunity to spread some messages that, I know aren't coming from inside of me. I know they're coming from outside of me. And, I'm being guided to say this stuff. I don't even know who I am anymore, I swear. By the time I connected with my higher self, the Kelly that lived in the three-dimensional earth plane ceased to exist, So I'm confused a lot of times by the whole thing, because I'm so connected with my higher self that this avatar is, I don't know, it becomes a confusing thing, like, what is coming from inside of me? I don't think very much. I think most people think things are coming from inside of them, and I just don't think it's true. I think that most people who are on autopilot don't realize that they are a projection of self, and that everything is destiny, and you're always going to do what you're going to do, that you are just an avatar. And but when you connect with your higher self, it is like you are speaking to the controller of your avatar. So it is like you are in communion with self, with your higher self, and they're the ones that are making the decisions. You're getting your information from outside of you. And people think it's all, like their brains are thinking of it. Like there's so many people who still think like they've got such a sophisticated brain. Education is intelligence. I think common sense is intelligence. And I think that's why they're trying to, make that a thing of the past. They want everybody to just be compliant. Don't ask questions. Just do what you're told. And, a lot of people just follow the program. But yeah, to me, when you connect with your higher self, there's a component to self that ceases to exist. You don't, I don't know, it probably has something to do with ego and stuff, because there's just, I don't have that arrogance to think like it's coming from me. Like everything is coming from outside of me. I'm just an antenna that's picking it up. And, and then I've got, to the point of sharing it, risking my own self, risking my own ego to put myself out there and speak my truth. Because a lot of people, even people who are awakening, do not like it. They just want, everybody wants some sort of control over other people. So if you're feeling controlled by others, recognize those feelings and don't play a part of the game. Recognize it's tuning into yourself, and recognizing is catching yourself when you're doing an asshole kind of thing, catching yourself when you're just being in the programming and stuff. It's about awareness. It's about catching yourself. It's about noticing what you do and why you react and how you think and what you think, and setting your priorities. That's what it's all about. And nobody can do that for you. It's all stuff you have to do for yourself. But you do have somebody who is working with you, your higher self, all of the universal consciousness around you. So, it feels like you're alone, but you're never alone. And, and it's just something people have to face, that this is a lab. We've been an experiment the whole time. We came here to be a part of the experiment. And, at this time in human history, we are going through a transition, and it is the awakening. So things have clarity. Things become clear. You have to see things that you didn't see before. The dark brings the light. So it gives you clarity. It clarifies things to you that you hadn't seen before. But if you're not looking, if you're not trying to understand yourself, then you're not putting it to good use. So everything is there for you, the tools, the time, the time and space to make change is here for you. But it's up to you what you do with it. Just like they handed us the tools to build our own cage. And a lot of people, have really got a sturdy one. So anyways, I will talk to you later. I'll probably be back because I'm really getting irritated by I don't know, some of the TikTok stuff. And I don't want to go on, and I'm not going to sit there and argue, but, I can go out and speak how I feel about something on here. And, if somebody aligns with it, fine. If somebody doesn't, then I know, I've said it all along, there's somebody out there that you would be in alignment with. There's somebody out there that is speaking your truth. You just have to go out and find them. But don't 100% don't think because somebody is speaking your truth and you can align with them at that time that means that you're going to align with them the whole time. Because you got to think about this as like we're all climbing Mount Everest and we can't all touch the same rocks and stones, to hold on to. We're all reaching for different things and our soul knows what it's doing. So follow your soul, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.